Tusk.
Yeah.
So that's actually a really sticky spot for Vici.
So was it? Should they have changed up maybe that first ban on Spirit Breaker?
The safest bet is to just ban Tusk. So you force EHOME to ban on Doom, and then you proceed from there. But
yeah,
if you don't ban on either of those, it's really scary.
Tusk is gone. Sorry, 11 fans out there, you're not going to see it again. But more Vici Gaming fans happy that they don't have to put up with it. It sounds like EHOME will not bite. They do ban out the Doom at this point, and the first pick from Vici Gaming will be a standard of theirs as of recent in the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, probably going to be burning Queen of Pain again. I mean, might not have worked previous game, but he is very strong on that hero still. And I mean, they also still have the chance to run it on Super if need be. And I believe even Ice played it in one of the games, not this tournament, but previous tournaments as well. So very flexible there and doesn't really give anything away. As you said, it's a comfort pick.
Do you feel like Queen of Pain was their best option for a first pick just because she's so well-rounded there, Ben? Or do you think they should have utilized that first pick a bit differently?
I mean, I think it's pretty good because it also dissuades the Shadow Fiend pick on the side of EHOME. So although Vici don't run it mid that often, it's something that teams like to run. It's just so safe, right, having that Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. And it also denies CTY. And he might actually play Lina, though, which is also something that teams usually ban out in the second phase. But you really want to limit CTY.
Can't sleep on some of those other pickups that could always creep in, and drafters always just hate in the back of the mind. They seem to forget, like, oh, the Brood. I left the Brood out there. And then the next thing you know, it gets popped up.
They banned a second phase last game, so I think that's okay.
The 1-2 punch, though, from EHOME is going to be an Ember Spirit, and they get the Darkseer as their second grab. Good team fight. And good high ground defense, and then of course Ember Spirit being, Ember Spirit.
Yeah, so this way they don't have to ban out a Brood in a second phase, and also if it's a safe lane, Queen Darkseer I think does perfectly okay in that matchup as long as you get by on like level 1. So
there's an early Winter Wyvern. That's a bit more control. Definitely, if you get some levels, at least going high ground. For instance, if EHOME gets another dominating start as they had previous game, going high ground against the Winter Wyvern is very difficult to do.
It's also, they can gank the Queen of Pain's lane too if they go too weak on the mid laner.
I wonder if EHOME might go for like the AA again. I really like the AA against the Wyvern. Lineup built in a way where it was with max cold feet early, the 1,000 range, and against someone with cold embrace, you secure the solidify with that, and obviously the Ice Blast is good against the healing power.
Yeah, I'd actually be surprised if Vici didn't ban it out second. It is a really good pick versus Vici's line. Also, just easy setup with the chains from Ember Spirit.
In previous game, they did ban Age Separation as well as Viper in the second phase. And the only difference so far from their bans is Tusk instead of Doom in terms of banning.
Gyro going to go here, a nod towards the burning Gyrocopter. Is the Brood going to get banned, though? Or will...
I don't think you're scared of a Brood if you're EHOME. Maybe if you're Vici, you are, because Queen does okay and Winter Wyvern is not that great, but I don't think EHOME would be scared. So there's still what? Slardar maybe? Not that great versus Vici's lineup. What other heroes are we looking at? Rubik is always pretty safe.
You're gonna rid of the bounty hunter.
Don't actually ban AA, which is a little surprising. Their team fight's like really scary with Darkseer and AA.
Well, they do. They don't have the chance to pick it up before EHOME.
Or the bounty hunter ban could mean a couple of different things. Maybe like they do want to get those supports that are going to be more free to kind of work with the pulls. Maybe they want to even get a greedier support in the jungle, let's say, and they don't want to fear him.
Yeah, but they could also utilize it themselves, right? They can kind of dissect the lanes if like Queen of Pain plus Bounty Hunter versus Darkseer, gank the Ember Spirit's lane. It's also something that they could have utilized, and it kind of reminds me of like yesterday's game versus Secret. It's like, well, they banned on Bounty Hunter. It wouldn't necessarily be the best thing versus them, but just because they had so many issues with it last game that they think it's an issue now. Whereas I think the Tusk was clearly I think a bigger factor in destroying Vici.
Now, normally when we see an Ember Spirit, we see it as a dual core. Gyrocopter is often picked up together with the Ember Spirit, actually, but they ban it out themselves. Shadow Fiend's still in the pool. Which core would you like to see together with that Ember Spirit?
EHOME's
see, they go to Bristol sometimes.
They've gone to a Slark before as well.
Actually played Slardar in the past as well, although not in combination with an Ember Spirit, actually.
I don't know. They like the
Vici
Dragon Knight here.
pick.
Sir Davion, strong, resilient, good to sustain, great at sieging. Maybe shows that they don't want to pull any punches and be more forward on just kind of taking objectives.
Now, it is one of those heroes that can do pretty well and is pretty sturdy in that regard, but I'm not too sure if they're too comfortable with it, if it's definitely their hero. They did win with it against CDEC earlier in the tournament.
Yeah, this kind of, I think, almost forces Vici to go queen in the mid. I think it's a much better matchup versus the Dragon Knight.
What do you think about VG Gaming considering a grab on that Night Stalker? I know a lot of these teams, especially the Eastern teams, don't typically go for it, but could be pretty nice here to utilize that silence and obviously the vision.
It is, but like when you're playing against a Dragon Knight, he's often pushing their towers, and you're actually just in full vision. You're not really scared if they jump to Ember Spirit. You can just surge him away if the Dark's here, and you have to get past that big beefy front line. So vision's not super important if you're playing against EHOME in this sort of game.
Okay.
It's good if Ember Spirit's like split pushing a lot and off farming by his lonesome, but versus your towers being threatened and moving as a 5-man unit is not as big of a deal.
And for Vici Gaming, actually, this entire patch, they haven't picked up Night Stalker just yet, so they've yet to discover maybe its utility.
There it is.
Yep.
Lanham AA. Already talked about how I feel it's pretty good against this lineup, and they do get the luxury of grabbing it here.
Vici can also go Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. I think having a mech carrier even versus the AA would be nice, and it's also just a super easy matchup versus the Dragon Knight. And also just more team fight potential coming out from them. I'm still super surprised that Vici didn't ban out the AA. I think it works very well against Vici's lineup. They have so much setup for it.
Reserve time.
So you're thinking maybe VG Gaming should put a lineup that could kind of take on EHOME head on and shouldn't consider split pushing and, kind of diverting attention elsewhere where maybe EHOME want to push more and come together?
I mean, they do have decent anti-push with like Winter Wyvern. Maybe they can get like a Rubik as their second one, but I think with the Queen of Pain, you generally want to fight more. Like, if they only have one core left, right? It's a little bit too late to go for the split push sort of game.
The game that they won on Wednesday against EHOME, they were games where where Vici Gaming mostly was fighting very early on before EHOME was ready to get their timings online, and I think that's part of the reason why they won. Obviously, throwing EHOME off their game is a very important part of trying to beat the team.
I think they need someone in the front line now, because like if any of those heroes get caught up by DK stun right now, they're just dead. You want someone that like isn't scared to just be in range of the Dragon Knight when they're pushing down the towers. Alternatively, you can have a lot of anti-push, but then you're still going to lose your towers. You want someone nice and big and tanky up in front.
You don't feel Clockwork perhaps with the Blade Mill is enough for that?
Clockwork's okay, but he's already going to be, I think, having a pretty difficult time versus Ember and the Ancient Apparition.
Lion Grab, they did this previously when they wanted to go up against an Ember Spirit. Didn't fare too well for them, but they're going to give it another spin here. But plenty of lockdown, as we know. Good burst, but will he be able to handle EHOME army knocking at your front door?
He's tough because he requires like a blink to be like really useful. They have like so much jump for him right now, and even like the surge to deal with the Hex in the early game. And Lion just makes your lanes like very, very weak. Although they, I think, have somewhat strong lanes with Quap and Clock.
I remember he got that blink on that Lion
Yeah, he did.
incredibly fast.
He did.
Like with only like 20 CS and maybe a couple of kills, it helped that he took down the bounty. I believe it was on Misery, who had a triple kill, or at least a killing spree at the time. Did help, but if it's a Lion that needs to get a Blink Dagger, they can get it done.
It's still hard to zone a Darkseer out, though, right?
Yeah.
Darkseer is like extremely strong, and people have been drafting slightly weaker and weaker supports in favor of more greedy ones.
I like that they ban out the Anti-Mage just in case. Burning's Anti-Mage still...
You really need a win, maybe. Maybe we go down that road, but doesn't look like it.
10 seconds.
What are we gonna see here from Vici? They ban out the Night Stalker still.
EHOME's turn.
Looking for a secondary support here for the side of EHOME, already committing for the AA. Maybe means that they can get something a little more fight intensive. Looking potentially to set something up, or even assist in pushing a bit further.
Yeah, maybe with some more sustain for the pushes too. Like I don't know how early they want to commit though, because Vici's anti-push is actually, I think, really weak right now.
Oh, I like it.
Ooh, Nyx Assassin here. Known as a combo breaker with that Spark Carapace.
We talked about this also before the first series. Good hero against the Queen of Pain, and just overall the control that it gives you. If you hit those mini ravages good, then
It's hard though because this is a support Nyx though,
yes.
right? So
Looks
support
like
Nyx
it.
is. I mean, I guess Vici doesn't have the strongest lanes, but it's just a struggle. You want your level 6 ASAP, and
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know if they're gonna be able to like jungle and pull with him the way they really want him to.
They could always rotate the Darkseer into the jungle fairly early on, or at least when he has got his first levels, and put Nyx Assassin on
Yeah,
the
that
top
might-
lane just
that
to
might be
get
the
his core
best
levels
option
up,
for
yeah. Or when Dragonite starts pushing, just take over mid lane while they push on top or bottom. There's the Clinks.
Ooh, the Bone Fletcher coming out here. So this looks like a bit of a swap. Super going to be taking hold of the Queen of Pain for once, and they're going to throw Burning on the little guy. Does offer that bit of split pressure. If maybe EHOME wanted to come together and move, he could be there to maybe find some solo pickoffs. AA, as we know, likes to usually be out on the side lane by himself to set a big ice blast. Now, got to be a bit more nervous with the Clinks out there.
All their lanes are actually really strong now. Clock, Queen, and Clinks are all like very self-sufficient on the side of Vici Gaming, and they want to get levels up on their supports. And I don't think they want to take a head-on fight versus EHOME, and that's where the Clinks comes in to take over their jungle early.
All right, so with that, early predictions, now that we see the 5-man spread between both teams.
Well, I have to say I really like EHOME's draft, maybe a little bit more, but I'm going to root for Vici Gaming because I want to see that third game.
5 seconds.
What do you think, Ben? Do you think with the strong lanes thrown together from Vici Gaming, that could be enough?
I think the Nyx might be somewhat of a liability in the early game, so I'll favor Vici.
All right, and with that said, the game's underway. It's game 2 action now. Will EHOME be able to close this one out and go into the grand final spot, or will Vici be able to keep this game alive? Let's go ahead and send it to the casters now. It's LD and Winter.
Button.
Thirty seconds to battle.
Drop down 2 observer wards, one towards mid, one towards the top ward. So they're going to scout out the whole EHOME squad. They'll know that a ward was likely planted. So the lanes are going to settle down, Winter. We're going to see the safe lanes Ember Spirit, it appears. It'll be the Dragon Knight mid. Most likely your Ancient Apparition going to be helping that bottom lane land them. And then it'll be an interesting grab here. The support Nyx Assassin. Merlini said this would be a liability. Do you agree? And if so, how do they compensate for that?
He's not so strong in the early game, but he has great synergy with the Ice Blast, and it's going to allow them to maybe constantly pick off the Queen in the later stages of the game. Mana burn is really strong versus their heroes. So I think if they can actually get the early game rolling for the Nyx, you get some levels and give him space to farm his crucial level 6, I think the Nyx can actually do a lot for their team.
All right, let's see how that works out. So the lanes will settle down. It's going to be your Queen of Pain versus Dragon Knight mid. Old Chicken. Going to be a sad chicken. That's the start here, especially with the creep block Super's managed to acquire for himself. He'll take some heavy right-click harassment. Is rushing the bottle. And it's going to be Vici settling down into a tri-lane. Their first sentry, a complete airball from Fenrir. Then check to see if the camp was blocked. And now the 2-hero pale comes out. They have the Ion Shell. Kaka getting aggressive early. Now F-White does have a stun to disengage. But we will see a kind of an interesting take on that, more classic Spirit Breaker Darkseer dual lane, just the double melee Ion Shell band of brothers that looks to put a lot of pressure on the tri-lane early on.
I think this is a really good move by them, because if the Darkseer is here alone, he's going to have a hard time versus the Klings, Lion, and the Wyvern. They are going to be able to push him out of the lane, but with 2 heroes, they're actually going to be able to stay in the lane. They're essentially helping each other out to get experience and get farm. So I think this is a very good move from EHOME.
So mid lane looking actually pretty good for Old Chicken. He got the early bottle. He hasn't been harassed as much as what you would normally expect, though Super is trying for it. Old Chicken just getting the last hits up to 7-2. Doing better than expected in that matchup. And then the one lane we haven't looked at yet, it's the Ancient Apparition getting his pulls off a bit, though the clock is trying to disrupt them in CTY. I wouldn't say uncontested farm, only 3 CS, but still getting his levels early on. Now the two heroes don't know. FY looks to go. They surge. Oh dear. They surge. Kaka in onto Burning. And now 11's in trouble as well. Slowed down by the Splinter Blast. Burning's going to turn. It's a double for Vici. And the crowd is loving it as Super engages on Old Chicken mid lane. No mana here, so we won't see an additional kill, but what do you know? Best bet. I bet he wish he had saved that salve now, as he's going to find a tasty
I think at this stage you want to rotate the Darkseer to the jungle. Maybe sometime soon. I'm not sure though. Because the lane is not going to work out too well after giving up 2 kills like this.
Old Chicken taking a rocket he's not so happy about, but he does have the bottle here. Boot's not coming out. A rough start for EHOME in the off lane, but that's not going to slow them down. They are the ones to get aggressive. Now they jump on a Fenrir. The double Iron Shell doing its work. They chase him a bit through the trees, but he flaps away. A nice escape from Fenrir. And they dodge a bullet there. But the one good thing about the dual lane winter is they have prevented any sort of pulling shenanigans. They still have been a traditional tri-lane here for Vici. Not getting their bonus experience as of yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's the good news for them. Even though they gave up the 2 kills, at least they are limiting the levels and experience for the Lion, which is very important. Lion relies a lot on getting early levels, so he's able to actually help out his team much better. But right now, Lamb is also up here. They really want to pressure this Klinks.
You know, we see this a lot from Lanham, actually, on the Ancient Apparition. I think he's one of the only players that does it where if a lane doesn't go that well, he'll try to sneak in for a potential gank. If they can give the chilling touch to his friends at the right moment, could be an opening, but perhaps not, as FY's not here. He's gone for a personal smoke on a journey towards the mid lane. And back at the base is Wyvern, so it's only the Klinks they can try and grab. FY trying to sneak into position. Unfortunately, he is scouted.
He might actually notice when he was controlling the courier back, he actually moved the courier back towards the right side before he actually sent it back to base. So he might have been expecting Lion to come in from this direction.
And unfortunately, that smoke did wear off now. So Ice. He is rewarded a bit for this whole kind of off-lane focus here from EHOME, as he will get his levels. In addition, Fenrir now tanking the Iron Shell, just annoying for him, but cracks level 3 now, does make it back again. A lot of rotations, but not really a lot of kills, aside from that early double kill for Vici.
I don't think they have eyes on them. They still have no idea where is this Ancient Apparition at.
But he's also been missing, and Ice, I think, has been calling that. There's no pulls going on bottom right now. So they may know he's somewhere else.
They definitely know he's somewhere else, and he's not even because you can't really jungle. So he has to be in one of the other 2 lanes.
He decided to take a vacation. Land him on Satan. They're going to go for a pull here. Fenrir trying to contest the Darkseer, and he will get pretty much all the creeps there with the Splinter Blast. Very nicely done. A lot of wasted time for an Ancient Apparition though, Winter. This is a very level-dependent hero. He's getting nothing, and it's been a solid 2-3 minutes. Will Lanham's patience pay off, or is he just going to fall behind?
He's putting a lot of pressure on them though by being missing as well. So mid lane, Old Chicken gonna get
pressure. Old Chicken about to get cooked. Slowed down, being chased, has a teleport roll,
level 6.
but there's a Hex.
Super
not there yet. FY runs up the hill, he's going to commit with the Hex, he goes for it, and Super follows it up, jams it in, gets the kill, and now they want more. On the Lanham, he might be in too deep, a couple more volleys of auto attacks would be enough. And now the TP from the Ember gets cancelled by Ice with the cogs, preventing that rotation. That was a level 6 Ember. He may have gotten a double kill there. Very nicely done. It doesn't look like much, but could have been a huge save in the end.
It would have been a really long TP though, so I'm not sure.
He had the remnants though, he had the triple remnant.
Yeah, maybe at least 1 kill, but that was a key disrupt from Ice there, stopping CTY from getting towards the mid lane. The Darkseer so far has caught up a lot in terms of CS after the first death that he actually gave up in the lane. He isn't too far away from the Klinks. Klinks is only 33 CS and Darkseer is 29 from the lane.
Again, the movements. Ice continue to keep tabs on the enemy jungle, identifies a single double stack now.
He's consistently body blocking this small camp here all the time.
And that means that Lanham doesn't have a home. Only level 2, not that explosive start by any stretch that we saw from EHOME last game, as they are the team that's trailing now, down 1,500 gold, 1,000 experience. But Hasty Kaka will rotate in. No dire vision of this. See what's he gonna get. Just a pack of sentries. So, generally at this stage, Winter, this is around the point where Ember hits level 7, where we often see like that Ember Darkseer duo just start exploding for kills. Do you expect CTY to get ganking, or do you think he's just going to stay here and focus on farming?
Yeah, he's definitely going to be ganking. He even went for the early phase route, so they have supports that need the levels, the A and the Nyx Assassin, so I expect him to be very active around the map with the Iron Shell. I don't think that it's a game where you want to sit with your Ember on the safe lane and just constantly farm.
Well, speaking of farming, Vici Gaming doing some additional stacking of their own. They'll get some more double stacks up. Actually, it looks like they may have missed one.
I think the Ember's going to move soon. He just popped level 7. He's going to be looking for opportunities to maybe even react towards the VG movements. Like VG starts a gang and he TPs in to try and help out his team.
Ideal scenario is they dive your team and then you get to counter gang.
Yeah, I guess so. That is the most ideal situation. But at the same time, you want to be actively looking to use your spells now. Ember is very strong during this stage of the game. When you're level 7, level 8, your spells deal so much damage that you can actually get any kill you want on the map.
And he has the Iron Shell as well as Surge combo. Other question for me on the side of Vici Gaming, taking a look at them right now. Oh, rotation on mid, FY makes the jump on the Old Chicken. The TPs are coming. This is what CT was waiting for, but he lacks the mana. He's got the Mango, lets it go. They need the lockdown super. That quad pull, so good, and then Fender, oh, almost saved him. Not quite though. Old Chicken, trap will go down to Ice. The Ember also massacred. Vici Gaming respond in force. They grab 2. And they only lose the Queen of Pain, and they almost even managed to save her with the Cold Embrace.
Yeah, and it was also very good rotation from the Colt as well. Oh no,
I was gonna talk about Birdie moving, but my God, already on the hunt. He's level 7 now. B-God starting to flex his muscles. He'll begin pushing the bottom tower, and he's got that early pointed strafe as well as the max searing arrow, so the tower will be forced.
There was just a very good understanding of the situation from Burning. He realizes when the Ember leaves, he's going to give the lane to the support, and that's when the Klings can come in for the solo pickups where you're talking about.
Oh, CTY's back, but does he have any backup for this? Flame Guard's there, doesn't look like it. They'll force out the rotation from Super, but Super probably wanted to come mid anyway. Shadow Strike coming through, and in the meanwhile, 11 being pursued. The Bone Fletcher on the hunt. He might be able to finish off 11. The Surge wears off. He's going to go for it. Burning 2 auto ticks. Only gets the 1. Oh, almost. No, CTY, it's your turn. Oh, he jumps forward. He jumps forward into Super, and now CTY will go down. Thank you very much. And they're not done yet. Burning's out even more. He melts down the Ancient Apparition. Oh, that's not the stun you're looking for, Lanham. He pops the characters now, but they're going to turn this. It could be Kaka next. Sorry, I said Lanham. Kaka, you're the one responsible for that miss. Now the Syrian Arrow is coming in. They get another kill. Bernie will finally pay as they drag and tail him and finish him off. But that's 5 heroes. Well, the Clockwork has yet to even get involved. He's going to chuck a rocket out towards mid. Ice is zeroing into position. They try to dive Fender. They drop the wall. They're committing a hell of a lot, and here comes the hook. The Cogs available. They'll stun 11. They lock him down. They finish him off soon enough. Yes, and now they want more. Old Chicken in danger. And back comes CTY. They're not done yet. Ice jumping back in. CTY with the turn. He gets the kill at long last. EHOME gets shut down a little bit. A flurry of kills, and when the dust settles, Winter, the score still 10-4. But the graph is going to tip a lot over those last couple.
Yeah, that's just the power of the Klings at this stage of the game. He's very strong without any items, just his ultimate up. And that Searing Chains was really lucky from CTY, managing to catch the call, even though there was like 4 creeps around there. Lucky to get the extra kill at the end of the day.
I do love the way Burning's playing the Klinks. I think he's played it once, another time in the tournament, and I felt like he was too passive that game. Didn't gank enough. Didn't pressure enough, but this game, he's been all over the place. This is what you see out of Fear, I think, most notably out of carry players who run the click slot, where they leave the lane early, they go into the enemy jungle, or even in their own jungle, but they're off the map, so you never know where they are. And in this case, he's also finding the kills.
Yeah, the Nyx has successfully get his level 6, but the Ice Blast from the A is going to come very late this game. He's only level 3.5 because the Klings have been pressuring them so much. So this is going to be an issue for them. Like the Ice Blast is going to be their main source of damage during this stage.
Where does he go to get that level 6? Like you said, with the Klings and the Clockwork in the game, it's just it feels like nowhere safe for Lanham.
He's probably gonna just smoke with his team to try and get experience by getting kills.
I don't
I'm
like.
not sure.
Sometimes you'll just see like HF Rish or Silencer. They just get to sit in the lane at the tower, but
Not this type
this is
of game.
not one of those games.
It's clockwork plus the clinks. It's very difficult to sit in a lane when you don't have eyes on the clockwork and the clinks.
That is exactly what EHOME are completely lacking right now. They have no idea where any of those big bruisers are. In fact, Burning, farming up the jungle right now. They showed Fenrir top. Speaking of supports, Fenrir is getting a lot. He's already level 6, and so too is FY. This feels like a prime opportunity for Vici Gaming to go for a big pickoff. Now they are panning back, playing it safe. Maybe waiting for the next rune to spawn.
Yeah, and Burning is also building into a very defensive opening. He's probably getting a BKB first on the clinks this game because of the amount of control that EHOME has, and most of the damage comes from spell damage as well in the early stages. So the BKB will help him survive all those team fights in the early stages. Not something we see too much from clinks.
Yeah, it's the way Burning built him the last time. He did go very defensive. And I guess you look at EHOME,
He just needs to
extremely heavy
survive,
on the
though,
magic
honestly.
damage.
In a team fight, if he's surviving, he's not dying, he's searing arrows, he's just going to do a lot of work.
And it's all magic damage for now. Like later on, maybe your Ember starts to pack a right-click punch, but up until now, you've got the Ion Shell, the Flame Guard, the AA Ice Blast. It gives them a lot of freedom in these fights. So now a new big item coming online is EHOME will manage to grab their mech. See how much of a difference it makes. Super and Burning, chipping away mid. Perhaps trying to bait out a rotation as Lanham just hides in the trees.
And
Please
he
God,
has-
let me get level 6.
He has really nowhere to go, this AA, this game.
He gets 2 creeps and he's happy for it. Now back to the jungle to stack. This is a sad Lanham.
They have to somehow force a situation happening on other lanes so AA can get a lane. Like, they're gonna do it right now with the Dragon Knight at top and the Darkseer, like you mentioned, completing the mech, so they're hoping to create some space so Lanham can actually catch up on levels in the mid lane. But they might actually get caught by Ice here if he comes up close.
Tower does fall. It's given to the Radiant. No last hit there for the heroes. And it does free up Lanham for one more creep wave. Every little drop of experience that he can squeeze out is so
bottom lane.
important.
They don't
Look
have
at
a
FY's
sentry behind
positioning.
here for the Nyx.
Does he gonna see him? Not get the eyes on FY.
He's pinging though, I think they saw the Nyx going into the trees there. Yeah, he saw him.
A lot of pings coming out now, but they're gonna swing on mid instead. I think saying Nyx isn't here. You can maybe make a play happen elsewhere. Ice in position for the hook. No
Might
vision
not
right
be
now.
easy, LD. They have mech and this Dragon Knight is so tanky at this stage. 1500 HP.
Yeah, they're gonna reconsider that. They opt to go bottom instead. Smoke will be revealed, and the Remnant, I believe, has just scouted them out. Now Ice directly on top of it. TTY scurries away. Looks like he will make it out in the end, so swing and a miss there for Vici Gaming, but at least not giving up any kills.
They're gonna try to maybe get a pick off here in mid lane. I'm not sure if they can actually get it with the Winter's Curse as their initiation because Clockwork's in bottom lane. That's their only initiation.
I see
right now.
Kaka, stunned to come out, finger, deleted! FY, the quick draw,
Oh my
catching
God.
Kaka totally off guard.
Look at his gold on the Lion. Oh my God,
1850.
he's so close.
This is going to be a 3-0-4, my goodness.
How did he actually get? Okay, I guess he got 3 kills.
Yeah, he roamed on mid a lot, and he's killing a very highly leveled hero, I suppose. So a lot of experience coming his way as well. Ice will be happy, he's now collected. Some are in charges, dropping a ward, which is in vision of a sentry, but that sentry is going to wear off soon. May not even end up getting dewarded. Meanwhile, top lane, Burning. Ring around the Rosie, 11 continues to juke, he drops the ball. He's got the level 2 back, yeah! Leave me alone. He'll just back away. And while that's going on, Ice has got another deep board down. He sees Lanham. Boy, it would be sweet to further frustrate this AA. Is he gonna go for it? Nope. Decides to be patient, but just
Probably
know,
thinks
Lanham,
it's not
I
worth
could
it.
kill you if I wanted to. And yep, now he wants to. Hooks in, but bit off the mark.
Yeah, he really wanted to get that Dragon Knight instead.
They're coming from behind, though. This could be good for EHOME.
They have the
Tires
Winter's
does
Curse.
not have sentry wards down. They're just going to plant one now. A little bit late, perhaps, but the Cops come out from Ice, pushing 2-3 heroes back. And now the Quad Bolt, the mech negating most of that damage. But Super Blake's in. He will scream down the HF version. Still no Ice Blast, but they can jump back in on Super Chains. Are there? Another grab for EHOME as they begin to mount what could be a comeback. Ice, walking into them, gets the cogs off. He's stunned within them, though. There's stick charges here at CTY. There's a follow-up stun. Remnant over the top. He doesn't have the mana. He doesn't need it. Sleight of Fist will get it done. But FI1 looking for the trade. He may go down as well. Burning on the run. Back stun. Do they have the follow-up? They're going to burn him down. Burning is burning. And they also lost the Lion. 4 wiped up and thrown out as EHOME abused the Mech Ion Shell Flame Guard combo. And that's before Ice Blast Winter Lanham still doesn't have it.
Yeah, but dude, the key factor that didn't happen for Vici was Wyvern didn't get his curse off. Like, she just died, but I felt like he had a little bit of time there to actually drop his curse though. That was the key component missing from Vici's Gaming's fighting, right? They needed the curse to happen there, but unfortunately it didn't.
All of a sudden, all that hard work, the entire laning stage, they scrapped and clawed Winter. They had a 3,000 gold, 4,000 experience lead, gone just like that. In an instant, this is a dead even game.
And even CTY, look at his item, he's not even going for like the Battle Fury Rush, even though there's no orchid coming out from either of the, or maybe the Queen's orchid's coming soon. But he's going for this more fighting intensive like item build right now. He knows that his team is ahead if they can actually get more kills in the next few minutes, and they just want to control the game from the.
They know where the Ember's farming. Can they isolate CTY? Blink forward and trapped in the trees for now. See you later, guys. Double Remnant, Sleight of Fist, beautifully played, but he runs back in. Oh, CTY, this could be a bit dangerous. Throws out one more Remnant. They finally get off the curse, but 11's here to turn it back the wall. Look for the stun. It's not coming from Kaka. They back that fly again as Master. He gets the stun off the Ice Blast. Oh, no, head on Fenrir. Will debuff Birdie. No BKB yet, but he's healthy. He survives through it. A 3-for-1. If they got that back stun, it could have been ever so different, but Old Chicken now is going to be kited, burning, chopping, laying into Lanham, one more arrow. With a flurry, he administers the beatdown, and now Old Chicken right back the way, the other direction. Vici Gaming hunting for the chicken. This dragon's going down with the Shad Blade. Stun and dead. Vici Gaming right back to the team wipe. And right back on top.
Yeah, that was with the Winter's Curse. They were able to have all their spells off their arsenal except for the Queen of Pain Sonic Wave, but they got the right initiation. They made sure that they took out someone before the fight starts, so well played for Vici there.
They want to fight this. Kaka comes in. Tower dropping low. Ice Blast is here. Will they get the stun off the Ember Spirit jumping forward? Chains is on 2. Kaka just needs to hit the stun. Carapace coming down. Burning. Low. Ooh, he's gonna live for now. Finally, the Sleight of Fist from CTY. He may pay with his life. They execute one more. The chains from CTY. Oh, the rocket finishes him off at the end. Good catch there by Ice, but they might also get FY. It's both. No, the turn.
Oh my god. That was so close.
This has been a game of inches every step of the way.
That Ice Blast was on 3 heroes.
Imagine if he didn't have a bad start, how different this game would have been for EHOME.
Oh, the Ice
This
Blast.
is a little premature.
Yep, FI is already healthy enough to survive that.
Poor Fenrir. The Winter Wyvern truly becomes icy now. BKB on Clinks is finally out, Winter, so Burning gets a big item. This should allow him to roam freely throughout the fights. But the Dragon Knight BKB also coming soon. Who's got the stronger ability to fight right now? We've seen a lot of back and forth engagements. Both teams getting good initiations. Is there a tipping point here, do you think?
I think they still need to be able to get the Manta on the Ember before they feel confident that CTY can actually just run in and deal damage. Before that happens, I think EHOME might want to be more passive and just wait for that to come. But he's not anywhere near it right now. He's still quite far away because he died the last few fights.
Well, this ward mid has been doing a lot of work, giving them vision most of the game now. It's almost about to expire, and around that time, the BKB comes out, they smoke, and they were scouted by it. EHOME could be walking into a horrible trap. Vici Gaming pinning bottom and running away. They may find Ice, though. Dust does pop. They actually have vision on him. Now trapped in the cogs, beautifully placed. They're going to push 2 back, but is it enough? The Ion Shell, the follow-up Flame Guard, not enough. They still get a kill, even having seen the smoke. He thought maybe with that Invis rune he would be safe. Such was not the case.
Yeah, I just didn't expect the dodge there. But at the end of the day, it was an expendable target that Vici could have had dying. Like, they didn't want, obviously, the Queen of Pain or the Clings to die there. The other heroes were far more less important.
He's going to take the tower mid now, burning one last slice. He'll get it. Just a little chip damage. So the Dragon Knight grabs mid, but Burning doing a good job with the Clinks of at least finding trades when his team can't fight. Still have yet to see the debut of either 10-second BKB, though both are active now.
Yeah, they should be looking to fight right now. Like, Ice is out, and all their ultimates are back online. So once Fenrir goes back out of the base, I think they should be looking to fight.
Burning moving under cover of Skeleton Walk now, heads through the dire jungle. He does get eyes on Lanham here, I believe, though. It looks like he wants to go for CTY. Continues to track him, taking a lot of damage. Actually, from that Flame Guard.
He changes his mind, though.
He's really hesitant about this. Timing might not be right. He pops the BKB. Surprise, CTY stuns there. There is no mana for the Finger actually has the stick charges. Could turn this. BKB still active now for the back. Combo is going to catch the other heroes. Ice. Kept alive, but not long enough. And now Super Blinks forward, trying to assassinate C2 on the Ember. They'll get the kill, but Chicken has the BKB to reveal. He surges forward, stuns Super. This could be real bad for Vici Gaming. A third kill! And that's without the Dragon Knight even having to BKB. And now 11, we saw the Blink Dagger reveal. I was about to mention before that fight went through, he was close, but he actually already had it. And now the team fight ramps up another notch as EHOME press forward in top lane.
They needed all the heroes to be there. They can't afford to just go on without the whole team there. They needed everyone to be there so they can actually drop their combo with the Curse plus the Sonic Wave, ideally. But EHOME was actually able to actually make the first move there with the vacuum, so they took out two heroes and it was really hard for Vici to come back into the fight after losing the heroes there.
They're gonna back now. EHOME been a back and forth game, but after that last fight, they start to creep into the lead. Now, when we talked about these drafts, Winter, it seems like the general thinking was that if Vici Gaming aren't ahead, they're in trouble.
Yeah,
they're not ahead right now.
They have to get Roshan as well with their lineup. If everything is even, it's going to be tough for them to take a heads-on fight without the BKBs on the.
But I really don't think they can until they get the Desolator on Burning, and it's a ways off.
They need BKB on Queen as well. That would be really important. Because the heroes of EHOME, once they get any sort of lockdown on the Queen, she's just dead. From the chains or the stun from the DK or the Nyx Assassin Impale, anything they have on her, once they catch her, she's just dead. No without BKB, she can't.
Speaking of that, Nyx. Ice Blast coming in hot top lane. Ice about to get a little frostier. If the stun connects, it should be enough. Ice Blast coming through. Oh, Kaka, okay. Doesn't actually want to go for that. Worried about the counter gank.
He might not even have enough damage there, I'm not sure.
It's a level 2 Vendetta. I think he does.
Would have been really close though. Like, he had like 900 life, but...
Yeah, he does have the Blade Mail now as well. Could actually backfire pretty bad. There's the initiation. F5 lays into CTY there with the level 2 finger. Beautiful pickoff. And something they'll probably need more of is Kaka. Finally engages onto Ice, and doesn't have the Ice Blast now. Well, not going to do a whole lot. Hook just barely have them off the cogs. Just late. Actually went with the Battery Assault first.
Yeah, the Lion is going to start to pay off for them right now because Lion is one of the only few supports that can actually catch the Ember when you're hiding in the trees, when the Ember is trying to farm and push out the lane. He's one of the few better supports that is able to catch out the Ember. So after the laning phase, Lion is just going to cause a lot of problems for Ember since Ember is not ahead enough this game. And he's going back into the battlefield.
He's in Viz right now in the Radiant Jungle. He did not manage to scout or break the smoke. But will EHOME run into him? The camp's about to be finished off soon. He's going to eat the big creep, and he starts to move. In just a few seconds, he could close from behind. If he heads the right direction, EHOME letting the Ice Blast go onto FY. Stun is there. Didn't manage to blink in the time, and now Kaka might just solo kill him. There's the Hex, but jumping in his old chicken. We'll roast him. So a nice counter kill there, Vici Gaming.
Yeah, that's
leading 21-18, a back and forth game.
If they were able to scout the smoke from Burning, he would have actually lived there, but that was rather unfortunate for them.
Just kind of bad luck more than anything.
Yeah, not a big kill to give away at the end of the day, but Vici needs to be much more aggressive with their lineup right now. The Roshan factor has to kick in for them. They need to secure the Aegis on... I think preferably the Queen. I think the Queen would be able to use the Aegis more compared to the Klings at this stage, because if you die, you revive without your ultimate up, the Klings is just going to go down a second time.
This is a scary timing though. Old Chicken, not quite level 16, but he's got a DD Ruin Winter, he's got a Blink and a BKB, and EHOME are grouping behind him. The one hero they're currently lacking is CTY. Does not have a Remnant bottom, I don't believe, so if he wants to join the fight, he'll have to work his way over here, but man, their 5-man is just so scary right now. It doesn't seem like Vici really want to contest the head-on. They're split pushing with Super, as you mentioned, trying desperately to get his BKB. They're farming the enemy Ancients with Burning, trying to farm up the Desolator there. And they're basically just playing keep away right now, as Ice Blast will stall the push out.
I mean, the other issue is, can they even split push to victory this game? They don't really have a lineup that actually is so powerful in late game where you can feel comfortable that, oh, I don't really mind going to the late game. I think for Vici, you need to be able to take some sort of advantage.
It's not like that secret draft the other day where they kept on stalling, but they had an Ember, Magnus, and a Wind Ranger. So you know their late game's going to be really scary.
Vici's late game, this game is not so impressive. They have to be able to secure some sort of advantage into the late game. Otherwise, I foresee them having a lot of trouble.
And even though they have Winter's Curse, they have no way to set it up. They don't have a vacuum or an RP, or maybe even like a black hole.
Hook shot. I mean,
yeah, but they already have to be grouped for that to really work. It's not as reliable anyway. Uh-oh. Ward is here. Scouted out Ice, Ice, Ice. Being hunted by Kaka. This time he's got backup, and this time I think he will go for it. Stuns there. Off the mark. Just a bit too short. Kaka not stretching out fully, but that's okay. Old Chicken will get the job done. And giggles to himself maniacally. Burning now up on the ramp. I'm gonna walk into this. He's kind of close to. Oh, there's the Deso. Burning though, getting stunned before he can pop his BKB. Now the fault there. There's the curse from Fenrir on the rear end of the fight. He might allow Burning to live through this. Jumping forward, Super tracking down 11. That's the gem hitting the deck as well. Burning continues to retreat though. Super glimmered and also backing EHOME. Well, in the end, that's why Samantha jumps forward. The stun's there, good Carapace timing. They're still locking out Kaka. Gem down again. Vici Gaming not going to let that slip away. The Dragon Knight, the lone survivor. 4 heroes cleaned up. Only Ice, Ice, Ice falling for that.
Yeah, that was a really good
big turn
of the situation from Vici. Even though it was a 4 versus 5 fight, they realized that EHOME blew a lot of spells to kill Ice Ice before that, primarily the Ice Blast, so they knew that they could actually take that fight even with a man down on their side, and that's going to reward them with Aegis right now.
Well, Lanham knows what's happening here, but can he stop it is the real question. Roach dropping lower and lower, Burning, getting bashed, and oh, not bashed again. All right, this time we'll be okay.
They're going to give the Aegis
to Blink, but no BKB.
They're giving him the Aegis though, it seems.
And Burning will grab it. So they do hang on to the 11 gem. That's another big casualty of that fight against EHOME that we didn't talk about. I don't think they'd seen the Desolator going in, Winter. It seemed like they were a little bit caught off guard by how much damage Burning could do.
They were also caught off position. EHOME was on the high ground, so they couldn't really tell where the heroes are. So losing in terms of vision there, so cost them that fight there. So 4-star on the Lion completed as well. Oh, he is really farm on the support.
FY is 6-3 and 11 this game. He has had a gigantic impact and is really the only reason why CTY doesn't already have that battle fury.
He has to be farm, right? He's like the reliable lockdown for them to take down the Ember all the time. So his team is going to rely on him a lot to just focus and lock down CTY in team fights.
So Lanham's still working towards his Midas. Old Chicken now. Seems an Assault Cuirass will be in the cards. And 11.
Going to be the latest Midas we've ever seen in this event.
Better late than never. I honestly, even as late as it is, he's only level 9. Like, he still benefits from the experience, even at 30 minutes.
Whatever he gets right now doesn't really have a significant amount of impact into the game. So going for the Midas to make sure that they have more items on the A into the late game. And they're looking to even, like, their lineup is looking to take the game late with the Ember, so it kind of synergizes well with that.
The player that's been really quiet for me this game, Winter, is Ice Ice Ice. He had a 1v1 bottom against Clock, got good early levels. He's 3, 6, and 8, and it feels like EHOME have just caught him at the start of every single fight, so they never really get their Clockwork initiation off.
Yeah, that is also an issue for him, and the other thing is because he went for the Blade Mail when he's not ahead, so he doesn't have that additional mobility item. Sometimes you see when Clockworks fall behind, they just go for the 4-star right away, they ignore the Blade Mail. Maybe the 4-star could have been much more useful in certain situations here.
Definitely,
like
in
you say,
hindsight, it feels like it could have been.
Yeah, the team that finds the first move is going to be in a very good spot in the team fight. So I feel like having any sort of items that would help you in that regard would be really beneficial.
Vici Gaming, they want to fight with the Sage is burning.
They see him. That's
He's
exactly.
moved forward. They do see him. They have dust on Kanka. He squirts away. Come over here, guys. I swear, my whole team's not sitting right
They
behind
want to
me.
fight at that constricted area, so the vacuum wall and ice blast would be so good
But
for
the
them.
rocket saw everyone. Flew right over the top. Kanka now moving in. Dire Sentry's waiting for him as well. Burning's gonna let it fly with the BKB. Here comes the back combo, but Burning can fight his way through this one. Super able to survive thanks to the cold embrace. Now 11 jumping low and the whole chicken. Man fight it up. It's a bone fletcher on Dragon. And it seems old chicken is losing the fight because Fenrir's come in. Slicing and dicing now. CTY's gotta run the hell away. Shadow Strike will find him. They slow him down. They've got the Orchid. I think they can actually come in for this one. CTY trying to dodge. Silence the trap. You're not going anywhere. Quappa almost done. Not quite. He's low. He turns. And CTY. No, Burning got him. One shot. Got him. 5 down. Vici. Clean up. Could have run away, but he did not expect the Clinks to just sprint into the middle of his base for that last hit.
Yeah, that was 5 for 3. They expanded the Aegis, but it was well worth it for Vici Gaming.
That was a crazy fight because both teams pretty much knew exactly where each other were.
But the team that got the first move was Vici Gaming this time.
Yeah, the Knicks walked in, there was a sentry waiting, Burning popped the BKB, and the rest was history.
Haste!
Yeah, this fights between these two teams is all about the initiating. And Nick's Assassin without a blink might be just relying on the Darkseer all the time to set up the fight for him.
Kanka on the hunt. Burning was actually low enough there that he saw him for just a moment. This is awkward. Burning will move, continue onto the top lane, and Lanham just wants the Midas. Burning, mercy, please! No mercy! No mercy whatsoever! Old friendships quickly forgotten. In the heat of Dota, there is no such thing as friendship.
Everyone wants to win. You know, you're only my friend if you're on my team.
Dota Kings no longer. So Burning almost now completing his Daedalus. Swarming towards mid together with Super. But Kanka is in Viz right now. Pop will blink away, Burning. Just hunting. Just searching for kills. That next Roshan a couple minutes away. Seems Vici Gaming are going to group up here. Winter 4 towards the bottom lane now. As 11 hangs back down beneath the tower. They have not seen him. That rocket also won't scout him. This could be the play. This could be the time for EHOME. Starting to get aggressive. Kanka moving forward. Backing off. Now they're going to show chicken. They show 11, so EHOME decide not to chance it.
They have one smoke in the base. I think smoke initiations could help them a lot. Like this last smoke they have has
the Midas Stream is dead. At 35 minutes, Burning
he's
has beaten the hope out of Lanham. That last death, he just says, screw it, man.
I think even getting a Ghost Scepter would be better.
Support for life. Have a gem. That's all I got.
Life of support.
Radiant's
You know he's like quietly sobbing on the inside when he buys that gem.
He's like,
It's like, this is not my game.
like screw it. I'm never getting my Midas.
I mean, look at the net worth. This is one of the toughest Lanham games I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, but like I mentioned, they do have one last smoke for the next fight. It's going to help them get an initiation. I think if they don't get an initiation and Clockwork or Lion gets the first move, they're just going to lose the fight. Maybe even Old Chicken can be the one initiating to a key target.
Yeah, time for trades as well.
Power trades.
Every little bit helps. But you're not going to see that highly leveled Ice Blast. So that puts a little more pressure here on CTY to be the big damage to the late game. Even to some extent Old Chicken, whose AC has been delayed quite a bit for the past few deaths. In fact, there are 8 deaths on the Ember. CTY not having that flawless performance that we saw out of his Queen of Pain earlier this tournament.
And with the new gem on Old Chicken, they can't afford to lose it. Oh, he misses the hook shot.
On the Old Chicken they go, but the force dive there. Trying to keep him safe for now. He passes the BKB. Ice Blast coming the other direction and back in. They caught a lot. Henry are in danger. They're going to lose 2. Vici Gaming scrambling to retreat out, but Burning says, I will stand. I will fight. And he will deliver. There's 4 down. It's an Ultra. He fights through it all. And now he's going to get Kaka maybe as well with Super on the hunt. Can Bernie find the rampage at the end? They silence is there. Kaka never got off the carapace. They force out a buyback. Dragon Knight's AC even further delayed. He'll blink it and stun. But Super can just leap away here. He'll be fine. The Courier trying to do whatever it can. Maybe grab a gem. But it's too late. Burning just tanked everything and destroyed EHOME. They didn't even get a Winter's Curse off that fight.
Where's the gem? I thought they lost their gem.
Did the Courier grab it?
I'm not sure. Oh, he brings up, he gets a stun on that
Finds
fight.
the Lion, but there's a Clinks in the neighborhood. Kaka, that looks like a fight. No, he's gonna live. He sticks up. He will survive. Burning's got you covered, but only for so long. I'll take the gem. Don't worry, buddy. So it looks like that was the gem in the end.
Oh, that is actually a big problem now. So they won't be able to have any true sight against the Kings reliably. They have to count on having sentries and dust, and they're so poor on the supports. It's going to be so taxing for them to get constant dust and sentries against the Kings.
So it looks like they recovered Lanham's gem. That was 11's gem that got swapped away.
So they still
gem
have
switcheroo.
They still have 1 gem apiece, right?
Can they deal with this Clinks anymore, Winter? He's 15-3-9. He's got 3.3k gold. Can they control him and burst him down?
It's gonna be tough though. I think he might also even consider getting a blink like in the near future. You just blink and you just get yourself just close up to the supports and just kill them. Blink BKB and you just kill, like, I think you can just kill both the supports with all your BKB.
They saw 11. Hey buddy, what you doing back there? Tries to run, he will pop the Greaves, turns for the back, but they keep on chasing the Rockets there. One more auto attack will do it. Blink in 1 second, jumps away, hook. Didn't have it. Actually, already let it fly. Beautiful escape by 11 there, and potentially, well, actually they have the buyback, but delaying that next item could have been really nice for Vici Gaming. So
Yeah,
still
that
a
was,
very
that
big
was
escape.
really good play there, using the fog to his advantage to get the extra 1 second on his blink so that he could blink out and TP. But it's still a really bad situation for EHOME now. Burning is very hard to deal with, he has the Aegis, and they can't afford to drop all the spells on him, so the next coming fight they have to focus on the other heroes and hopefully kill the other heroes, and before they focus on Burning they haven't lost the fight, so their main goal right now for the next
Winter,
fight.
has your read on this game changed at all? Because like through most of the draft, and I know Merlini mentioned as well, he felt like if it's an even game, it's an EHOME game. Vici Gaming is leading. Are they leading enough that like they still have this even ultra late, or do you just feel like they've extended their timer but need to end it in, I don't know, the next 10, 15 minutes or so?
I think if they have a big lead, they should be able to use the advantage to suppress EHOME's lineup, even though EHOME is much stronger in towards the late game. I think right now they are fine with their position. Like 14,000 lead at this point is still a really big lead for them.
They seem to be very comfortable with it right now. Did mention Super got the AC up to 2,000 gold. As much as Burning's really been the story of the game, Super is still quietly farming and looking to amplify the Clinks' damage. The Fletcher will move out again now, grabbing a bounty rune, more gold. Burning's coffers. Meanwhile, Kaka hunting, but there's a gem up on FY. Might get caught out here, and he's second now. No, it looks like they don't quite see it. The Ice Blast comes in, and swing and a miss. Does hit the creeps at least, but no chance of a kill there. Means no chance of Kaka dying. So they're going to push now. Aegis at about 2.5 minutes here.
Yeah, and Burning
decent amount of time to move in.
He still has so much gold that he hasn't spent for his next item.
Burning up to 5k, continues the onslaught as Vici Gaming try to force that deciding game number 3. Still EHOME. Not out of this one yet. Ember will reveal himself mid. Slights out the wave. Meanwhile, Old Chicken ratting it up, but he's got to be careful as he is the gem bearer. That's not something they want to be giving away, and They also really need him to get his next big item now. The Assault Cuirass still delayed, has yet to
They
pick up
might
another
get a pick up
component.
at top. Like Lion is constantly following, burning all the way, and
They might go on CTY here.
this is the right play for the support on Vici.
This would be a very aggressive jump, but if he comes out one more wave, I think they will have a crack.
Yeah, they're not sure that the Embers are alone or not. That's why they didn't want to risk it. If they have like more vision on the other heroes, they probably would have went for that kill.
Of course, with each team having a gem, vision is a rare commodity right now. One Radiant Ward up in their own jungle, one Dire Ward up near the Roche Pit, and that is it. Both teams pretty much in the dark. Of course, that's where your Ice Blast, your Clockwork Rocket do
Smokes
really
as well.
come into play.
Like smokes will be really crucial at this stage. They have 2 smokes on both sides, so we'll see who actually uses it to actually greater effect.
I'm a little worried for EHOME. They're not farming in general, and in particular, Old Chicken. He had that buyback early. He's been completely shut down ever since.
Yeah, but they have to wait for at least the ages to expire on burning before they can actually make a smoke play.
I guess he actually does have the chainmail, so he's gotten one small piece, but Lanham, that's what he's reduced to. He's got inventory slots, might as well make use of them. CTY, meanwhile, does get his Demon Edge. Now, I was gonna ask you, does he maybe think you're Rapier, but he's not. He grabs the Daedalus.
Rapier would be too dangerous though at this stage because they
He
can't
has no
really-
defensive items
Yeah, he
or
has no
supports.
defensive items and no defensive supports like a Dazzle or the Cold Embrace. So it's very difficult for him to go all in on offensive.
Kaka is creeping up mid lane. The supports are sitting back. Too late though. Tower drops to super. They're now going to grab a medallion on Ice Ice Ice. Maybe that Solar Crest coming next, which could be Q for Vici Gaming with
I think
potentially the third Aegis to
That's
try
a
and break
good
the base.
choice because they're going to look to finish the game with the next Aegis, and Klings is going to be, the way they're sieging is going to be putting the Klings up in front to hit the towers, so the Solar Crest will give the Klings much more survivability in front. So I think overall it's a good game plan for Vici right now. With the next Roshan, they are going to maybe even complete their Solar Crest and push high ground with it.
Now this is a very aggressive cliff to be camped on, but FY knows he's safe here. He's got the gem. Can he kill anyone? 11? No. Even for FY, that's a bit too far. So they'll chill, they'll relax, they'll wait for the next Roche.
Yeah, it's going to be a butterfly on burning.
And a DD rune. I mean, why not? He's hitting for, what is that, like 600 damage almost? Double damage rune still going. The crits could be even more.
And they have a Shivas completed sooner as well on 11. So that's going to help them in the team fight department. But I still stand by my point. I feel like whoever gets the first move is going to win the team fight. The first move and getting the vision necessary for the first move are going to be key factors in the fight. And here we go, Vici is going to use the smoke. Try and get a pick-off.
They have one more on FY, and then there's no smokes for 8 minutes, and at the same moment, also smoking here is EHOME. Checking out the creep equilibrium. Top lane is pushing. This is not super obvious. And they're drawing a line. They run past the creep wave. I think the Iron Shell may have given this one away, but they do get the jump here on Defender off the bat. BKB comes out. Bernie runs into it. He turns and he stands and he looks to fight. He lays out Old Chicken almost. Quadbolt says see ya. And then Ice 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 with a beautiful hook connection. They got the jump on EHOME, but Vici Gaming had the last word here as Lanham will make it 4 heroes beaten into submission. Do they even bother to wait for the Roche Winter? As it turns out, there are almost no buybacks, only the Darkseer, and there's no wall, even if he had it.
That Wyvern turned out into be a really good death for Vici because it actually allowed Vici to have eyes and information about the positioning of EHOME. That's why they were able to get that jump from Ice and Ice and the Sonic Wave on like 4 heroes as well.
Well, Ice 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 certainly a hometown favorite here, which makes Vici Gaming probably the crowd favorites right now. And with this, Vici Gaming looking for their second lane of racks. It might even be Mega Creeps. Perhaps they could even throw it, not seeing any buybacks. The game may have just ended just like that. It seems we are very likely headed to a deciding game number 3. We were a little nervous about the Vici Gaming draft, but the execution was just magnificent. As they'll hook onto CTY. It's all about objectives here, but to lean the Embers, a great way to secure them. To another one for burning. Bam, bam, just like that. And into game 3 we shall go. Vici Gaming had all the answers for EHOME. No ... from 11 this time.
I think the early game, the Ice Blast came a little too late for EHOME. And when it came to the mid game, I felt Vici took control of the game by having their two BKBs on the Queen and Klings. They got so much done with that.